Alright. Boar talk. This episode, what are we talking about? It's our old favourite. Zombies.
We hear this topic crop up a lot on the internet. What sort of thing you would use if there was a zombie invasion of any particular type. To cut it all kind of a bit shorter, we're going to be talking about Walking Dead style zombies rather than
the slow and squishy variety.
Rather than the quick running scare the life out of you type.
Yeah, the World War Z is too much for me. I'd be out of there.
Yeah.
I'm running, I'm not fighting, and I will probably get had pretty quickly.
Okay.
So,
what bow would you use?
yeah.
Personally, I wouldn't use a bow. My choice. I do love archery, but bows are generally not as accurate as firearms. Admittedly, they're more widely available, at least in
quieter.
the UK.
That's a big thing.
And quieter. And I dare say you could reuse ammunition if you did get a good kill. You could go in, pull the arrow out.
Even if you don't, even if it bounces off and into the background, you can still go get it.
That's true. I do think bows will definitely have their spot. I would think of course, there's a huge variety of bows you could use. Everything from the small, weaker bows that you tend to use, things with a 40-pound draw weight are quite widely available, to a war bow, which would be, I'd say, anything kicking 90 pounds or more.
Well over 100, I think we're talking about war bows.
Yeah. Taking a war bow probably wouldn't be the best idea. I know it would cause a lot of damage, but if you're an experienced archer, or even if you've just tried, trying to draw a war bow, it's a lot of work.
That's a heavy old bow. That's 150 pounds of force, maybe, that you've got to pull back.
It takes a lot of effort, a lot of
Controlled
strength.
as well, that's the thing.
And to hold that weight while you're aiming at death running at you is not the easiest.
Even if you're an experienced archer,
No.
How many times do you pull that bow back every day? And do you do it shooting in the air, or do you do it shooting at a proper target?
Precisely.
I think if you're in a high-stress environment and something's coming at you that could hurt you, are you going to want to have to struggle with a big, heavy bow?
No. I think we've already proved in other episodes that using a 55-pound bow is got more than enough weight to get through flesh. Whether it can get through bone is probably a different matter, since the headshot seems to be the way to get around zombies. A 55-pound draw weight, especially on something small, something like a falco or a horse bow, or a recurve, a modern recurve would probably be quite suitable. Accurate, fairly low draw weight, can be used repeatedly, quite easy to maintain. Perfect choices. My personal option, if I was in this situation and I had access to all the bows we have, I would take the falco. It is really quite an accurate bow, despite my poor performance with it earlier.
You mean every day?
Every day.
Yeah, I think a horse bow is the way to go. Not necessarily a falco, but a middleweight poundage with a very small frame it just makes sense, really. If you're going in and out of urban environments through buildings or woodland, you notice a big difference when you're with some guys who have got nice long bows, and they look like beautiful bows and they shoot really nicely. But if you can just dive through anything, really, with a tiny bow, the guys behind you get held up, and it takes a long time for them to unhook themselves and stuff. So I think...
So, overall, a small bow like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
and another reason for the small bow is how much you're going to be eating. How much are you going to have access to? Are you going to get your muscles degrade? Are they going to get smaller? Are you going to get weaker?
Probably will get weaker. The food will not be so widely available. And a small bow like a 55-pound horse bow or a recurve,
you'll be able to manage that.
You could be able to hunt with that. Yeah. That'd be a really effective hunting weapon. So definitely, I would be happy taking that with me. I mean, this is the UK, so firearms aren't so readily available. I mean, the odd farmer
find a shotgun around.
Might have a shotgun.
Find a shotgun, but then, that's 2 shots, and what do you do?
Yeah.
8 if you're lucky and you find some kind of semi-automatic thing.
Yeah.
But there's not many of those about here.
Not really. Bows are the most likely sort of firearm you'll find in abundance. Crossbows would probably crop up quite a bit. Personally, I hate crossbows. I'm not sure if it's just an archer thing. I know some people like them, but
I like the fact that they're really easy to use. Like, if you don't know anything about drawing a bow, you can pick up a crossbow and you can shoot fairly well.
Yeah.
You know, you point at the target and the bolt goes where you're aiming. It's like a gun.
It is.
It's like a gun, except it takes,
an hour to reload.
all of the time.
I know probably all the Walking Dead fans will be screaming at me. I know Daryl's a big favourite on it, his crossbow. But you'll even notice with him, he's only got like 1 or 2 shots before he's in the melee.
Yeah, and then he's using his
Then he's
weapon.
using a knife.
He quite often uses his crossbow as a battering ram.
That's true, but he's got the shelf on it.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. I wouldn't hit people with my highly tuned rifle.
No.
I probably wouldn't do it with a bow unless I really had to.
So crossbows, for those of you who've used crossbows, probably argue against saying, yeah, it's more accurate, you probably guarantee more headshots. Yes.
But
true.
in what time scale? Like, I can lose 3 arrows before the first one's hit the floor.
yeah, probably. And if they are stopping drawing the bow, especially if it's got a bit of draw where you need to hook it around your foot, fully crank it up, or if you've got to use any kit, the more mechanical parts, the more likely something's going to go wrong. And some of the more modern crossbows have winches and everything.
Yeah, nice winch.
So, yes, personally I wouldn't use a crossbow, but I can see why they'd be popular.
Yeah, so I think moral of the story is short horsebow, middleweight poundage, it's like half of what your max is at the most, I think.
That'd be about right.
Yeah, so the max I can shoot at the moment is 110 pounds. I'd be happy with a 55 pound bow, I think.